Okay.
Now, when I was in the 6th grade, after Christmas, there were 3 boys that came. One was named Dale Musk, and the other 2 boys was Sanders. One was William, and I can't remember the other boy's name. And so one afternoon, we got out early, and Vivian, my friend Vivian and I, we went over to the playground, and we was swinging. And these 2 boys, Bill and his brother, came over, and Bill wanted to swing right now. He said, "Give me that swing right now." And we just got in there, and Vivian's legs was in the middle, which I'm glad, and my legs was on the outside. So there was a little boy, 1st grader, in the swing next to us. Well, Bill made the little boy get out, and he started swinging. And he swung, and he come over, and he hit my legs. And Vivian's legs was in the center. It was a good thing, because if I'd went out of that swing, I'd have been killed. And so I said to him, I said, William, don't be doing what you're doing. And so I told Vivian, run across the street. And she said, what are you going to do? I said, well, just run across the street, and you can watch me. Well,
No, don't put your shoes on.
William was going in the swing,
Wear your shoes yet.
but this was before I told Vivian to go across the street. And he hit my legs, knocked my legs out from under me, and I slid down. And I said, Vivian, Bid, her nickname was Bid. I said, Bid, put your foot down and stop the swing, and you run across the street. She says, what are you going to do? I said, you watch me. That's all you need to know. So she ran across the street, and she turned around and watched me, and William was swinging, well, he's already done this, swinging, and knocked my legs out from under me. So I had Vivian to stop the swing, get out and run. So William was swinging, and he didn't see me, and his back was to me, and I picked up the board swing, and I jumped up in the air, and I threw that swing as hard as I could, and I hit it right center in the back. It's a wonder I hadn't knocked him out of that swing. If I had, I would probably killed him. Him's way up high and fall out. So anyway, I run and caught up with Vivian, and we run for 2 blocks. And I couldn't run no more because my side hurt. And this house sitting there, it had a porch built up halfway. So we run up there and squatted down. And these boys was chasing us. Well, they didn't see where we went to. And this family that lived in the house, the oldest daughter's name was Artina, after her father. And she came and seen us squatted down. And she come out and she said, what's the matter, girls? And the boys was out there in the street looking for us. They didn't know where we went. And I told her what happened. So she went out and talked to the boys and got them to go home. And then Vivian and I went on home. So the next day, coming back to school, we had several the neighbors' children with us, and we went down the railroad track, and we filled our pockets full of rocks. So we go back the way I knew where William would be. I could have went another way, but I didn't want to. And we go back, and William said, he said, now by God, I'm going to beat the hell out of you. And I held up my hand. I said, wait, William, I got something to say. And his brother told him, he says, you wait and listen to her. And I showed him. I said, William, us children have got rocks in our pockets. And I said, if you take one step towards me, wherever one go throw rocks at you. And I said, then when I go to school, I'm going to tell Miss Cheney, I'm going to tell Miss Cress, that was our 6th grade teacher, and I'm going to your house after school and tell your mother. Oh, no, he didn't want me to do that. And I said, if you hurt me, my 2 older brothers are going to beat up on you. one will beat upon you one day and one will beat upon you the next day. So I said, you better let me alone. And so when we got to school, there was about 5 or 6 of us kids, and I said, undo your pockets and put the rocks right down by the building. So we did. And so after that, I didn't have no more trouble with William. And he was living next door to Lorraine after he got married. He was living here over on the west side of the street, and Lorraine's living over there. And he had to go to Chicago to take a test to see if he could go to the Army. And Lorraine seen him sitting out in his front yard. So Lorraine walks over, and he had an extra chair out there. And Lorraine sat down. And Lorraine said, did you pass a test to go to the Army? And he said, no. Lorraine said, what's the matter? He said, I didn't know it, but I've got an old back injury. Kept me out. And Lorraine knew it was because I hit him with a sling. But she didn't tell him that. So by me hitting him, he kept him from going to the Army.